Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Mayor Peterson Francis is expressing regret over the shortcoming of the CCC police, who he says are not always where they are supposed to be. The mayor's words come following the questions which were raised asking where were the CCC police who were supposed to be stationed at the Groseley bus stand at the time when one woman was shot dead on Saturday. Mayor Francis says the force is stretched thin.
The Castries mayor has admitted that he is caught in a tight spot when it comes to the city police and crime in the capital. The always frank mayor revealed that there is an internal struggle to get the officers to perform at an optimal level. In relation to the killing of Hermia Lord on Saturday, the president of the Groseley Minibus Association stated that there was supposed to be a city police presence at the bus stand. He also called for more security to be a constant at the stand. Mayor Francis admitted that this has been an area of inconsistency for the force, an area in need of urgent addressing.
The president of the association did meet with me, did request that, which I did. We have these things, we have that thing going. I was even surprised when I heard he said that we do not have that assistance. Again, here we go. These are things that we put in place. But where is the city police? You know, where are they? But these are the things that we put in place. So we have to have a radical change. We have to have a radical, I don't even know what to say as far as the city police is concerned. My instruction was for them to be there. That is the thing and so on. But again, we drop the ball. Because, I mean, we have to, because that's part of the city. And I even got the time, they was in the peak time and so on and so on and so on. So that we have to look into again.
Mayor Francis said there is a constant struggle trying to get the police to do their jobs adequately.
I have been on a daily basis on the backs of the city police. And I could tell you that I have my little disappointment as far as the city police is concerned. We are not, I have to be here on a daily basis. I mean, we just had an incident, on Sunday when I just came and I was supposed to be here. And you know what I'll always say, how things are, whether it's below my jurisdiction. The city police, both hands, if things it in a hand. You understand? We have serious problem, and this is an indiscipline that we have in this country. And one of the things that, when you try to rectify this indiscipline, then you have all type of unions on your back. You can't fire people. You cannot do anything. And it's a serious matter. So even within here, we are suffering with our own city police.
Francis said the behavior of the officers is being empowered by union leaders as well as public figures, including politicians. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
National Security Minister Hermangild Francis is responding to a statement by Catherine Seelys, who called his priorities into question following a weekend crime spree. The Raise Your Voice St. Lucia president said on Monday that the senator is too busy focusing on running for a seat at the next general elections rather than focusing on tackling crime. Francis says the statement was fully expected since anything goes during an election season.
During Monday's broadcast of the Hot 7 News, Raise Your Voice President Catherine Seelys questioned the capabilities of National Security Minister Hermangild Francis to lead his ministry as he could be off-focused due to his political aspirations as the United Workers' Party candidate for the Vieux Fort South seat. One day later, Francis shrugged off the statement, saying that he expects this sort of blather to take place during an election year. Francis said, contrary to beliefs that he is inactive, he is constantly on the go with his list of responsibilities, which is lengthy. He said there is no way that he should become the crime scapegoat.
We have to understand what is going on. But as the Minister of Home Affairs, I'm not just the Minister of Home Affairs and National Security, but also Justice. And so you have to look at my record as to what we have done as a government and as a ministry. So when we came in, and these are some of the departments that fall under my jurisdiction, the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, the Fire Service Department, Borderley Correction Facility, the Probation Office, the Citizenship and Residency Program in the Ministry of Home Affairs. Then we have Justice. I deal with the OECS Court of Appeal, which is stationed in St. Lucia. I also look at the Supreme Court that we have to deal with. We look at Magistrates Court, the Director of Public Prosecutions, Crown Counsels, the police prosecutors, civil status areas, vital wear, and the forensic lab. All these areas fall within my portfolio. So to blame the minister specifically for the rise in crime is really unfair.
Francis said he has done his fair share in the fight against crime. He said crime is no easy feat to deal with, and so it is not an issue that can be dealt with at the snap of two fingers. He said crime is everybody's business.
I must say that this government from day one has indicated that crime is one of our biggest issues and that we will be investing in the police force. We'll be investing in certain aspects of policing to be able to counter the scourge of crime. This is not going to be done overnight. It's going to take some time before we can experience and see a lull in some of the issues that is happening. When I was Deputy Commissioner of Police, if you go back to the figures, in 2007, okay, there were 29 homicides. That's the lowest we have ever had. I was Deputy Commissioner at the time. So I had a hands-on ability at the time to be able to deal with these sort of things. And it dealt with it. So I'm not the Commissioner of Police. I'm not the Deputy Commissioner of Police. And it is for the police to do what they have to do. Again, the police cannot do their job by themselves. They must get the support of the public. And it is time that the public decide that, hello, we are going to fight crime. We are going to make it our duty that we will not tolerate crime in our society. When we see criminal activity or we suspect something is happening, we are going to inform the police.
Francis said it is a stretch of imagination to expect him to be able to solve crime on his own. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
Should teachers be required to be vaccinated in order to return to school? The president of the National Principals Association says the decision to get vaccinated cannot be forced on teachers. She says given that it remains a personal choice, one can only hope that teachers get vaccinated.
In order for herd immunity for COVID-19, at least 70% of the population has to be vaccinated. With schools slated to reopen following the Easter holidays, the question remains, will at least 70% of teachers be vaccinated, given that students are not eligible to receive the vaccines? The president of the National Principals Association, Valerie St. Helen Henry, indicated that due to the fact that vaccinations are still being done on a voluntary basis, there is no sure way of ascertaining whether or not all teachers will decide to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
It's a matter of choice. There is no law or rule that say that the teachers must. We hope. The persons have their views, their personal views, which we have to respect. We are expected as managers, as administrators, to encourage. There might be principals who may not even embrace the vaccination. It is up to the teachers, the principals to get vaccinated. There's no hard and fast rule in forcing any teacher to be vaccinated.
She says, however, accommodations have been made for teachers who are willing to get vaccinated. She says at this point, data is not yet available on the number of teachers who have or haven't been inoculated.
Well, there were some processes in place for teachers where they were asked to go to particular centers or the nearest center to where they live to get vaccinated. Some accommodation has been made in that regard. But in terms of a figure, I cannot tell you. I do not have that figure. I do not have that data to say that out of 1,500 teachers, maybe when school reopens, as an administrator responsible for my school, I may obtain that information if the teachers want to give me that information.
St. Helen Henry says, while some may say that all teachers need to be vaccinated, the public must remember that getting the vaccine is a personal choice. Likewise, she does not foresee the ministry making such a request. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Janine Fonda.
The Rastafarian community has made it clear that they will not be taking the COVID-19 vaccine. The community has presented a Rastafari United Front to address concerns and provide guidance with dealing with the COVID-19 virus. They have, however, made it clear they will not be dissuading anyone who wants to get vaccinated.
On Tuesday, members of the Rastafarian community gathered at the government buildings in a bid to consult with Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George on their stance to the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, as well as other concerns related to the COVID-19 pandemic. The Ayanola Council for the Advancement of Rastafari, as well as other Rastafarian groups, have banded to form a Rastafarian United Front. Priest Kailash Leons explained that the Rastafarian community will not be partaking in the inoculation process.
Our religious principles, we don't do vaccines, none at all, not the MMR, not the yellow fever, not any vaccine. When it comes to the whole aspect of injecting foreign materials into our physical structure, especially when it is known that some of that material may contain animal products, and knowing that we are stunned italics, we don't consume or interact with anything animalistic, especially injected into our bloodstream. So, historically in St. Lucia, we are aware that Rastafari families used to have difficulties even in getting their children into public schools because they never vaccinated.
Talks of a COVID-19 passport have commenced, and many have expressed dissatisfaction as that would discriminate against individuals who have not gotten vaccinated when it comes to traveling. Leon says the Rastafarian community is willing to challenge the introduction at all levels.
Well, Rastafari have been to the United Nations from long ago. When it comes to reparation and justice for black people, right? There are several letters that have been written from long, long ago, written by our founder, King Emmanuel Charles Edward. So it is not something that is new. Whatever it takes that our rights may be, upheld, within society, we will do it as a society, as a group of people, as an indigenous people, right? We will do it to actually maintain our freedom and our liberties.
He says in the event that such a measure is implemented, the Rastafarian community sees no reason as to why St. Lucia cannot be the country that sets the precedence for Rastafarians travel without being vaccinated.
We are Rastafari. We have exemptions, right, when it comes to religious exemptions, right, when it comes to our core fundamental human rights, that we could travel and we could go wherever we go because, as history and time have had it, that we have used traditional medicines and our natural living as a way of keeping ourselves healthy for a very long time.
The Rastafarian community says, however, they are not discouraging individuals who have decided that they want to be vaccinated. They say the no to the vaccine is simply out of love for themselves and the nation. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzalez.
Thank you, Genevieve. You're watching the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, remembering Lebo, and Virginia Albert Poyot and Ezekiel Joseph square off on the Lagos School.